Welcome to New Possibilities. I speak truth to power without fear. Yesterday, I saw a video on the roots, and I'll include a link to the article and the video in the description box so that you can watch it for yourself. In this video, there was a racist white woman. She was wearing a Donald Trump mask. She had on a t shirt that said, "My president is white again." She was singing a hip hop song over a hip hop beat. And the hook to the song was "Hang a nigga, white power." So over and over again, she kept saying, "Hang a nigga, white power." In this video, she talked about black people being on welfare and Section 8. She talked about lynching black people. She shouted out the KKK and the Confederate flag. She called black people monkeys. She talked about black people going back to the plantation. She talked about how she's glad that Malcolm X and Martin Luther King were shot. And throughout this video, this woman is brandishing a gun. She's pointing it at the camera. She's waving it around. And at one point, there's a piece of paper with the words "Black Lives Matter" on it. And this woman takes a cigarette and she puts it out on those words, "Black Lives Matter." She talks about black people getting back on a boat, basically talking about black people going back to Africa. So I want to take a couple of minutes to talk to you all about this issue because this is not a joke. This is something that's very serious. And I think that this whole incident speaks to the nature of Trump's America. Donald Trump pandered to people like this. These types of people are his base. It is no coincidence that Donald Trump received endorsements from the KKK, endorsements from David Duke, endorsements from the alt-right movement, a movement that celebrated his election by doing Nazi salutes. That is no coincidence. That's who Donald Trump pandered to. His slogan, "Make America Great Again," essentially meant "Make America White Again" after 8 years of having a black president. His whole campaign against immigration and against illegal immigrants, that campaign was designed to appeal to white racist people. Racist people fear the browning of America. They fear a black planet, to use the words of Public Enemy. That's what they fear. They fear what they call white genocide. So that's why they rally behind this whole anti-immigrant sentiment. Their anti-immigrant sentiment is not just it's not directed towards all immigrants. It's directed towards non-white immigrants. It is a racist movement and it appeals to people like this. This is Donald Trump's base. And I have to talk about quite a few other issues in this. Often black people will have debates with each other about integration versus nationalism, this philosophy versus that philosophy, and debates are fine, but we need to be unified because the bottom line is this: these racist people don't make those distinctions. Here you have this woman talking about how she's glad that King and Malcolm X were killed. So you had one brother who advocated self-defense and another brother who advocated nonviolence. Despite those differences, white racists view both of them the same. They had the same contempt towards both of them. So regardless if a black man is of this religion or that religion, of this philosophy or that philosophy, the bottom line is this: these white racists view you all as niggas. That's how they view us. So instead of fighting each other, we need to unite with one another and fight against racism like this. That's what we need to do. Also, this issue of terrorism is something that's very important. Often terrorism is painted as an Arab issue or as a Muslim issue, when in fact the greatest threat to the American people in this country are these white supremacists. They have committed more attacks than these foreign-based terrorists have. in the United States. They've committed more attacks. For decades, they terrorized black people, blew up black churches, lynched black people, shot black people, burned black people. I mean, have we forgotten about Dylan Roof, who killed 9 innocent black people as they were praying in the church? Have we forgotten about Timothy McVeigh? And recently, a white supremacist was inspired by Dylan Roof, and he was trying to carry out the very same attack that Dylan Roof carried out, a similar type of attack. So this issue is very real, and this woman should be taken very seriously. I hope that they find out who she is and they thoroughly investigate this situation. And if she has committed some kind of crime, she needs to be punished. And this whole thing brings me to another point. She posted this video on YouTube. The video has since been removed. They say that it was removed for violating YouTube's policy. I don't know how long it was up, and I don't know the circumstances under which it was removed. But the fact that it was even allowed to be on YouTube for any period of time just speaks to the nature of YouTube and how they enforce their policies. You have people who are allowed to spew hatred against black people. People can spew violence against black people. And unfortunately, some of these people that do this are black. But YouTube takes no action. YouTube supports these people, supports people who call on white people to shoot young black people. They will keep that kind of hatred up on YouTube. But when a black man is talking about uplifting black women, they allow trolls to take down their channels. And I think that that's crazy. I think that that is hypocritical. And I think that YouTube needs to do a better job of enforcing its own community guidelines. So that's one issue that I have to address. And the last issue I want to talk about is this hip hop music. Here you have a racist person dancing and singing to hip hop music, an art form created by black people. So, people think that because white people listen to hip hop music, that somehow they're not racist and all that kind of stuff. And, that reminds me of what Lil Wayne was talking about. He talked about basically how millennials are not racist because they attend his concerts, they love his music, they buy his music. When the fact of the matter is, just because people like your music, because they like to dance to your music, that doesn't mean that they like your black ass. That doesn't mean that they care about black people or they're non-racist. The fact of the matter is they view you and your music as minstrel entertainment. That's how they view you. Just like they used to have entertainment with blackface. They would have white people in blackface or even black people in blackface. And they would find that amusing to see black people act a damn fool. And that's how they see people like Lil Wayne. That's how they see you. They see you as a minstrel. It's no mistake or no coincidence that these people on Halloween, they get dressed up in blackface and they make, minstrel images of a lot of these rap artists, including Lil Wayne. So the fact that this woman is dancing to hip-hop music speaks volumes about how they view hip-hop music and black people. This woman called black people monkeys. These people don't even view black people as human. They view us as subhuman, as less than human. And it's sad that, that you even have black people use terms like monkey and ape, racist terms used by white supremacists like this woman. They use you got these black people using these terms toward their own people. That tells you how sick a lot of our people are, how much they have adopted the very racist mentality of people like this racist woman. So I'll just conclude by saying this. I hope that this woman, is found. I hope that they thoroughly investigate this matter and take appropriate action. So tell me what you think. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and donate to New Possibilities. Peace.